Cat, hey, well, if you decide to stick around and you want to play this game, Darkest Days, well, here's a couple of tips and tricks and easiest way to progress the game if you're starting fresh. First and foremost, basic mechanics. Um, you move, you shoot, self-explanatory, reload. What they don't tell you is dodging. The dodge roll is pretty far, and the iframe is very forgiving. And it goes against unit collisions. As you can see, your units can block you, including zombies and whatnot, but you can always just roll right through them. So, ease of access, don't get hit, don't get infected. Next is recovering from infections. What you do for recovering infections is you have these little syringes here. They tell you in the very beginning of the game, but a lot of people always forget once you're infected, you just use the syringes. And if I go to help, and I go to survival, it explains it right here. There's 3 different levels for it, and they're all just geared by the syringes. If you're tier 3 infected, use 3 syringes. Self-explanatory. Where do you buy these? Like, let's say you run out, you're infected, you can't find any RNG syringes from any of these houses. Well, you can go to Burns. There's a Burns in every shelter in every community that you can just scroll all the way to the bottom and you can just buy one. Same with gas tanks. The most recent patch added a lot of gas tanks within a shop. You just buy it if your car runs out of fuel. Um, this video is basically like explaining things that the game wouldn't explicitly tell you if you just want to beeline it to the end. If you said 80 hours is too much, hopefully this is going to speed up your process a little bit, but give or take, that's on average what players would have to do to reach level 40, which is endgame. Tidbit of information, is this game multiplayer? Yes, it is. You press escape, you go to your menu, this tablet on the right, it says multi. Everything that's not Sand Creek is a multiplayer map. Raids on the right, multiplayer maps on the left. Rootlands is the extraction shooter game mode that's only open like every other hour. It's kind of a exclusion to it, but it is technically multiplayer. When does it unlock? Level 11. And then this is your first spot that you can access. You hit level 11, you get a quest tutorial by talking to this Burns right here, right outside your shelter. How do you get there? Open your map, it says My Shelter. You just click on it and it just zooms you there. Easy. If you can't find Burns in any of the communities, well, he's in there, usually by the gate. So just to give a demonstration, you go into one of these communities and you spawn in front of a locker, you just turn over, there he is. He's always like by these lockers for ammo and your storage unit. And they all sell kind of the same stuff. So, gas tanks, cures, defibrillators. Defibrillators are strictly just for your AI companion when they die. So, if you're starting at level 1 and you're trying to just beeline it to the end, easiest progression is just to do quests. Your community tab here will show a bunch of quests. Just click the track and you just go in a row and do them. If you have any quests that are related to your shelter, like this says level up 4 to 9, this says skill lab to 10, you can kind of ignore those. You're just looking for these people in these communities that have quests, and they'll have like a speech bubble to talk to them, and then you either go hunt down somebody, kill zombies, find an alarm clock, etc. Cut off arms, cut off legs. You just do whatever they tell you to do, and then you come back, they give you a bunch of XP, and sometimes they give you equipment. So now you don't even have to worry about equipment for the next levels. And that is technically the fastest way to level up. The only other way is you go around and you clear all houses. So these are houses, they have a number on them correlating to their level. Usually want to hunt houses that are around your level. If you go higher, it is recommended, but your guns have to also match the levels. How it works is it goes by every 5. So 1 to 5, same XP zombies. Doesn't matter if it's level 1, doesn't matter if level 5. 6 to 10, same XP pool. Doesn't matter if it's level 6, doesn't matter if level 10. And you get the gist, going all the way up to 45. And that is basically it. So if you want to go hunt houses, best bang for your buck. You're in level 10ish area. You don't want to like you don't want to spend extra time killing higher level zombies for the same XP. You can go to like a level 6 area and do the same, or 9ish 8 area. But you basically can teleport to these nodes and you just sweep through the neighborhood. Takes you a couple of minutes at best, and that's basically the rinse and repeat gameplay to level up. But if a quest does pop up, you should take the quest, do it, get the reward, and it would significantly speed up your game process. So now, for if you're worried about materials in the game, you shouldn't. Everything gives you materials. So if I go back and let's go for crafting, for example, or a shelter, and you wanted to level up and you need all these high-end materials that you just don't have. Well, I don't have these either. I have like 27 high-grade leather, but that's not an issue because I can just go here to the forge, craft item, and go to others, and here it is. I can craft high leather. I can craft 71 more. And oh, I don't have enough greens. I go to the greens. I can craft hundreds more. And you can just craft up your materials so you don't have to feel like lower level stuff is useless, because you can just decompose, go to your locker, and you just start cracking any of these items for free materials. And just like that, like 500 each, crafted up, 10 to 1 ratio, easy. So over the course of the time playing the game, you'll just accumulate a bunch of fodder gear. Keep what you want, throw away what you want, throw away the rest. Best rule of thumb is for any equipment, you want to sell your normal grade equipment and you want to crack down your green equipment, because equipment gives higher materials. And same with SR and SSR materials. Next would just be brute forcing the game entirely with just guns and gun levels and how that works out. As you're leveling up through the game, you want to try to keep your gun to match your level. You're level 10, have a level 10 gun. That is going to peak you at highest DPS for your level. If you're level 15, same thing, 15 gun. If you try to use a gun that's outside your level, it'll scale down to you with like a 10% penalty. So what I mean by that is if you just go to TSA or TAS and be like range weapon box. These boxes give you level 40 gear off the jump, but it's all RNG. So here's like a level 40 SG 500 was a shotgun. So if I were to equip that and I was like level 20, it'll scale down to a level 20 weapon with a like 5% degradation. So this weapon power goes down to level 20 status with a 5% decrease, which you can kind of, work around. It's not that big of a difference. It's not that big of a deal, but like I said, if you want most damage for your level, have a gun same level. Anyways, if we're going by that, if you're farming and all you find is a bunch of crap and you can't find a gun that you like of your level, you can always just craft it. Crafting weapons will give you a weapon on your level all the time. So if I really liked the MPWK, it's like it crafts a level 41. There you go. Now I have a weapon to choose. And these materials are also fairly inexpensive. Like you're gonna find guns and armor up the wazoo where you can just crack them down, build what you need. I suggest every 5 levels on the 5, so 5, 10, 15, 20, etc., just craft a new weapon. And it'll just make, your leveling up process is more streamlined. You'll find a bottleneck when you hit quests that asks you to take care of followers, which are these little red knives. And usually to unlock these new communities, because when you first start off, first responders, blood labs, medical supporters, you're gonna have to clear out the area, and they are humanoid enemies with guns. A lot of people get frustrated because it is a little unbalanced, but if you really want to cheese it, all you need to do is get a sniper and you just snipe them from afar. Of course, if to start the quest per se, they're they are invulnerable until you reach a certain closeness. So you would have to go into the encampment, it'll start the quest, and then you can just run away and snipe them. But that would be the strat. So if I come here using a automatic gun, it is more effort, and every bullet that I miss and they hit into me could kill me, or you can just snipe them from afar. Plain and simple. Either way, that is the best way to get to level 40 and reach endgame. And like I said, it'll be a slog for hours on end for what you have to do. But that is probably the quickest way you can get there. And I would estimate if you're consistently clearing every house, doing all the quests, you can probably get there within 50 hours if you put your head to the grindstone. But there's no reason to rush. You can just enjoy the game as it is. Like it said, even once you hit endgame, it's pretty much the same thing, killing zombies, taking loot, RNG, hoping to find something good. So yeah, if you have any other questions or there's any other tips and tricks I could put out there, I would. It'd be more for specific quests, like all these special residents have special quests that I'll move forward on saying how to beat their final quest, because there is a little gimmick that you could do to make your life immensely easier. Anyways, hope you enjoyed the video. Bye bye.